Welcome. My name is Shin-Yi. I'm an independent curator based in Beijing. And it's my pleasure to take this opportunity to give you a presentation on my ongoing project. The project is entitled The Project of Urban Arcadia. This project involved with 4 participants. One is MVRDV, the renowned architect from Rotterdam. The other one is renowned Chinese sculptor, Zhan Wang. He is sitting next to me. And the third participant is myself as a curator of the project. The fourth one is the MOT, who is an institution based in Taipei, working this project as a curator and also the sponsor. So this is the project finally realized into an additional work of art. So let me show you more images. Okay. So basically, the project is realized as an additional work of art and made by MVRDV and Zhan Wang. And the title of work is called 加三叠物. And we spent 2 years to make it happen. And the material is stainless steel. The dimension is 60.5 by 38.5 and by 38.5. I want to explain the title of the work a little bit. Actually, there's Jiashan means fake mountain or artificial mountain. Die means stack. Wu has 3 meanings in this work. The first one is stack or the houses on the boat. The second meaning means in Chinese, Wu is similar to the meaning of absence. The third meaning, Wu, is similar to utopia. So there are 3 meanings in the title. So this is a front view of the work. Front view again, back view, side view, bird eye view. So we will organize this section into 4 parts. The first one, I will give you the background introduction of the project. And second part, we will listen to MVRDV's involvement from a video clip. The third part, we will listen to Zhan Wang, the sculptor's involvement from himself. So we are so happy Zhan Wang is here with us. And also the last part will be the Q&A section. And today we have another translator, a participant translator from Taipei. She's presenting here for the MOT. So I have been working as an independent curator for almost 10 years. And I have been specializing on contemporary Chinese art. I work with various artists from young and established artists. But for this project, it's really a very experimental and open-ended project for me. Because for this project, I'm not doing the original work as I did before, selecting artists and finding a space and also selecting a thing and realize it in an actual place. Instead, as a curator in this project, I'm more working as creating a platform for dialogue. It's a dialogue on city as an imaginative space or an actual place. It's a dialogue on collaboration and contradiction between 2 different artists. So it's also a dialogue on creativity. So I found this project very interesting. I will elaborate more later. I mainly work as an independent curator in Asia, and a few years ago in 2009, I'm lucky enough to find a MOT. MOT stands for Museum of Tomorrow, established under JUT Living Development Company in Taipei. MOT promotes the idea of a better tomorrow through the combination among design, cuisine, and art. You might know that basically, the culture in Asia is very different from the one in the West, especially in Taiwan. Taiwan is very small, so people there are encouraged for diversity and fusion. And this become a part of philosophy of the art institution like MOT in Taipei. So they have been working on this philosophy for quite years. And this is the actual gallery in Taipei. One of the projects that they work on at this moment is called Art for the Masses. And Jia San Die Wu, the project I'm talking about today, is the second series of this one. And the Art for the Masses, the idea of Art for the Masses is intended to invite international renowned artists and designers to develop a new style of art collection. As you may know, the masses strictly, is associated with socialist aesthetic. But in here, they use in different ways, because in Taipei or in Asia, art collectors are not so mature. They don't know art too much, so MOT want to find another way to cultivate them. So they bring this way to create a new type of art. The first one they did is called Art Toys, which is made in 2008 in Taiwan. And in this project, they invite 5 Chinese artists, Yue Mingjun, Zhou Chunya, Liu Ye, Jing Lu, and Zhou Tiehai. For the 4 of 5, the designer transformed the motif of the painting into the real object. And for the one, Yue Mingjun worked with cows as a crossover project. But what makes my project different from the art is that for this project, we are not simply transform the artist's motif into a real object. Instead, as I told before, we try to create a dialogue between 2 different artists. So now I want to give you a brief introduction of MVRDV. MVRDV was set up in Rotterdam in 1993 by Winnie Mars, Jacob van Ries, and Nathalie de Vries. Here I give you a few of their examples. MVRDV is well known for their studies on architecture, urbanism, and landscape studies. And they are very interested in the study of density. They find for their architecture, they use the methodology of shaping space. When they design the architecture, they come from a lot of amount of data. And for MVRDV, they use this kind of data as their reference to shape the actual space. So these are the architectural examples in the West. How about Asia? In 2009, JUT Foundation invited MVRDV to do a research on Taiwan. So finally, MVRDV come up with this idea. It's called vertical village. Because when they came to Taiwan, they found that population there is very different from that in the West. They come up with a new idea for Taipei's urban village. This is what they call vertical village. Eventually, they designed 24 elements for the vertical village. And for my project, MVRDV, what MVRDV did is they give Zhan Wang these 24 architecture elements, and the sculptor himself transformed them into a new work of art. So this is a very brief introduction of MVRDV. Now I would like to give you a very brief introduction of Zhan Wang. Zhan Wang, of course, is a Chinese artist. He was born in Beijing in 1962. And currently, he is working and living in Beijing. Zhan Wang is well known for this kind of sculpture, what himself called jiashan, or artificial rocks. And this is made by stainless steel. I give you another example. There are two major steps for Zhan Wang to make his works. The first one is he has to select a real scholarly stone. Then the real stone becomes a source for his copy. So here I show you on the left is a source rock, and on the right is an artist's rock. So for Zhan Wang's sculpture is like a copy of the source rock. The reason why he did this is because he appreciates the aesthetic of scholar rocks, namely its interesting texture, its abstract shape, and also its philosophy behind the rock. Because in Chinese thinking, scholarly rock represents nature. The second major step for Zhang to make his sculpture is grinding process. After he selects a good stone, he laying the cut stainless steel sheet over the rocks at its corresponding position. Then he asks the workers to hammer it repeatedly to create the exact same texture of the rock. So those are his very major steps for making rocks. And the environment for his works to place his work is also important, because as you can imagine, because the material of his work is stainless steel, so it has a reflection upon the surface. And besides to the copy of the rock, actually the artist also copy of the mountain, and this is one of his exhibition in Belgium in 2006. And here I'm showing you another Zhan Wang's series of works called Urban Landscape. Basically, for this series of works, he will found object of kitchenware, such as fork or spoon and so on. Then he stacked them in different ways to form the shape of the cityscape. So this is one of the example. Here is the detail of urban landscape. And this is Zhan Wang's recent works, which he did for Shanghai World Expo in 2009. And in this work, you can see that the artist stacked the rock into different ways. And this is the detail. So I just give you a very brief the introduction of 4 participants. So now I try to turn your attention to the next section. How does these 4 participants work together to create these wonderful works of art? So I'm sorry that MVRDV cannot make it today, but we prepare a video clip for him to listen to what he he want to say for us. And okay.这是什么？OK， 我等一下说一下。
We started a long time ago, 2 years ago, by imagining what can be the next museum of tomorrow, and that wants to manifest what's happening in our cities. I think it's a very important contribution of the Youth Foundation on a cultural level to comment the current, say, urban design and current urban developments. We all remember the paddy field, the rice field in the middle of Taipei, and we remember now already the new installations here, the illegal architecture that you have been making. So what can we add? And when we were driving through many Asian cities and also to Taipei, we see that you had a very beautiful tradition of making villages within the city. But the last years, because of the intense, say, developments and intensification of your cities, you transformed them from this nice middle-class housing areas into giant blocks. Blocks are everywhere these days. So in the upcoming exhibition, we try to show how we can combine your individual desires of everybody with density. So how to make the villages that exist with all their beautiful social life into a vertical village. When we met Wang the first time, and then we were inspired how he always makes, say, the ordinary, put that into treasure. He making things into silver. Almost anything that's ordinary, a stone or a can, turns into beauty. So to make in that way pieces of our village into silver, into an object that's precious and beautiful, helps enormously to convince maybe many of us that that could be a beautiful direction. So we were very honored that to collaborate with him because of this, to turn this element into silver. And another element that was very good in it, because he started to compose our village in another way, and he gave a kind of fresh comment to our situation, which I think is very important, because it shows that a vertical village is not by one author. A vertical village is made by many, and hopefully by anybody. So that's what this collaboration manifests for me in a personal manner, and I hope you will see that later when you see the object. So I hope that this collaboration is again the next step in your attempt to make many collaborations between architects and artists that can comment our cities and our environment and our behavior, and that give it a kind of twist to a kind of beautiful direction.
好，我们现在一起，3、2、1，来！来，我们往请来宾一起到我们的假山蝶屋后面。所以我们先让媒体朋友先拍所有的贵宾的合照，稍后我们会请 Winnie 以及我们的展望展老师在前面做签名的动作。然后我们现在大家可以从前面一点抓几个画面，各位媒体朋友，这样可以吗 ？Please sign。
So the above is our launch party of the project in Taipei a month ago. So now I want to approach our third section, which is a dialogue between myself and the artist himself. Okay. Today I prepare 4 questions for Zhan Wang. The first one is, when you receive the 24 elements from the MVRDV, how do you see them and how do you use them?
在这个我看到这个24个东西之前，我是第一次看到的，实际上都是相同的房子。后来我第二次看到这个建筑师拿来的方案是24个房子，这24个房子每个都不一样。我觉得这是作为一个西方的建筑师，到了 亚洲以后，他更深入地了解了这个亚洲的文化之后，他创造出一种他以前没有创造过的东西，就是他每一个房子都不一样，像那个饼干的碎块一样。那么对我来说，我是把这些房子看成就像自然界里边的石块一样，因为自然界里的石块呢，也是每一块都不一样，给我这么一种感觉。
Okay. First time I see those 24 elements from NVRDV. Okay, and they all look the same. But the second time when I saw those blocks, they become all different. I think this is because when NVRDV they come to Asia, then they have get some observation of the Asia, so start to change their concept, the way to look the houses in Asia. For me, I think the small houses is just like a cookies, and like me when I see all the different we say the architecture elements, more like every different rocks to me.
去过亚洲的人都知道，这个尤其中国大陆，也包括台湾，它的这个群山峻岭这种复杂的这种自然景观呢，就导致中国传统文化里有一种就是叠山造屋的一种习惯，就是它在很小的范围里边，把自然界里边的这种复杂性和那个险峻这陡峭的这种特点给呈现出来。
Anyone who have been to Asia, like China or Taiwan, they will find out that the architecture is very different in Asia because we're more combined with the nature because of the mountain in the Asia. They very complicated. It's a little bit different from the Europe or Western mountains. So you can see that architecture and the houses, buildings is a little bit different from what you see in Western because we combine the nature of the shapes into the buildings.
一般人会认为，中国的那些风景呢比较复杂，而且甚至有些混乱。那么实际上它是乱中有序，所以我把这种就是堆山的这种概念，等于是用来移植到了这个建筑上面。
Normally, people see the houses in Asia. We think it's more complicated, not like the simple shape of the Western houses, and a little bit kind of the complicated become a little messy. But actually, there's an order from the messy. So when I stacking those houses, I put in the order into this artwork, and based on this principle.
对我来说，城市中的建筑就等于是自然中的山。
For me, the houses in the city is just like the mountain. For me.
Okay. I need to skip the second question because time. I'm kind of curious because as I told everybody before, the project from my point of view is like a dialogue between a Western architect and also a East sculptor. So I'm very curious what did you learn, or what did you find interesting in this dialogue?
我就发现西方的建筑师呢，他是按照一种秩序来思考。那么当他遇到亚洲国家这种相对混乱的情景的时候，他也是需要有一个适应的时候。那么通常我们亚洲城市就现代的城市啊，基本上是由西方来设计和建造。实际上，当代的城市呢，这个亚洲的文化在里边参与的程度是很不够。但是亚洲的设计师往往是不是太长了？
不会，
你先翻吧。 就是
When I know that because when Western architecture they they see they come to Asia, and then I think it's a little bit confusing from the complicate of the area of the Oriental cities.
就是说，就亚洲的设计师，他往往又容易注重传统。
But for the architecture in Asia, they are more stuck from the traditional way for building the houses. So they all have their weakness and all have their
什么？啊
advantage. Sorry.
但实际上，亚洲传统中有一种思想，就是它的自然观，就亚洲人对自然界的、对大自然的态度，它是一个很好的传统、很好的东西，但是我们始终没有把它给发挥出来。
The Chinese way of thinking and different from the Western way of thinking, because Chinese way they actually they think the world the central of the world will be the nature, but for the Western people they are more focusing on people, and so there's a little bit different, very different way to think about this, very extremist.
他的这种自然观追求一种节制，就它不像节制，就是顺应自然。对，它不是100%的强调要靠人的力量去改变自然。
The Asia architect they more follow the nature, follow the floor, and they don't think that you have to change the original of the nature to building the houses for the architect.
所以亚洲这种传统，如果就不加以提升和改变的话，它会反过来是对人的创造力的一种，也会变成一种压制。
So I think if Asian architects they don't want to learn to improve this, then there will be the limited for them to become more creative, more global.
所以我跟荷兰建筑师在你出一招我出一招的这种碰撞当中，所以我们也是我认为了，我们也是意外的，好像撞到了一个东西，就撞出一种火花。
So when I met the Winnie-Mas from NVRTV, from the Eastern to the Western, I think we have a special flick for our conversation, because both of them we haven't worked with the Western people, or maybe never worked with the Eastern people. So we have a lot of special inspiration from each other.
Okay, our last question. We know that Zhan Wang is living and working in Beijing, and Beijing has become the largest city for architectural experimental, as you might say, right? And in Beijing, we have a lot of very strange architectures. So, as an artist, you living in Beijing, how does that experience contribute to this project?
其实我对北京这样的一个现在已经是一个现代化的城市的规划方面，我是比较失望的。所以我的这个美学经验并不来源于我们的城市，相反，可能我们批评城市更多一些。
Actually, I'm kind of at this point for the current Beijing, because for me that what I learned, what the inspiration from my work is not actually from the creation. What I have actually is not based on the lifestyle of here.
我批评
Actually, more of the time
更多
we
一
are
些。
we are complain and some critical words, criticize to the city more than appreciate the city.
我的美学理想可能比较乌托邦式的，就是说， 亚洲人的这种自然观和西方人的这种对文化中对于人的创造力的尊重，这两个东西，就像我跟荷兰建筑师一样，怎么把它能够通过碰撞把它融合起来，创造出一个新的可能。
Okay, for me, because my thinking, the way I think is more utopia way. So my creation and also the MVRD's creation, we try to put in things together and then create some unexpected sparks.
你继续吗？
没有，我问题问完了，你可以再多说一些。
哦，你再问一个问题，
我再问一个问题。好。Okay, I want to go back to my second question. After,
这个玩具，就你放在积木上。
对，when MVRDV passed the 24 elements to Zhan Wang, and we start to work on the project. And meanwhile, Zhan Wang told me that he want to create a miniature of the 24 elements. So those are the tiny version of the 24 elements. And Zhan Wang encouraged people to play with it. So I'm very curious why you are trying to do it.
你再
OK
放到积木上。
OK
哎，这个，就像这个，做成这个木块以后呢，实际上它是一个，这个24个房间是一个积木的概念。积木是什么呢？积木是作为一个为了儿童玩具嘛，儿童可以通过积木发挥他的想象力，可以自由的去组合。
The 24 we say townhouses is actually based on the concept of we say the blocks or the Lego. When we was king and we play Legos, and the purpose of Lego for the king is to build up their creation, to have more creativity for building their own space.
所以我的这个建筑观呢，可能跟正规的建筑师不太一样。那我希望这个搭建筑有点像搭积木一样，它有一种自由的组合在里边。
So the way I build up my work is different from the architecture's thinking, because I want them more naturally. They hoping that this building can grow on naturally, not based on each one should have to go to any place.
除了我们准备了一些为这个观众可以参与的以外呢，等于是我自己作为一个艺术家，我搭建了一个我心目中的一个理想的建筑。
So as an artist, besides about creating my artworks there, the reason for this mini size of the townhouses, I want all the people who can build up their own utopia or their dream houses, dream buildings.
有些人可能会问，你这样随便搭建的一种建筑，能够实施吗？能够真正这个建起来吗？就说安全上有没有问题呢？
Some people ask me, it looks like very easy to build up this house. Is that possible to make this building for real? Is that safe? The security, the construction, is that okay? Is that safe to build up a real house?
那么我有一个很个人化的观点，我认为一个很成熟的艺术家，按照他的美学观去搭这个建筑，他即使不是建筑师，他只要符合他的审美的这个要求，通常它的结构、它的安全性是合理的，因为我们都经受过很多的这种训练。
The way I'm thinking is as an artist, we all have a very well educated in building the, how do you say it? Let's skip this way. Because as an artist, when we build up the houses and make us artwork, I think I'm confident in this stuff. They can build up the real one, and because we know the balance, we be educated to see the picture or see the artworks in the right place and to become a very balanced. So I'm not worried about any safe or other creation of the build become into a real one.
维尼，就那个 MVRDV 那个维尼跟我说，我们建筑师不可能搭出你这样的东西来，就不敢。那么我也问过一个那个建筑的结构工程师，我说你看这个能不能做出来？他说没有问题。我说可能这就是艺术家跟建筑师结合的产物。
所以你说你问的是一个
结构工程师，对。
When I asked Winnie, the chief architect from MVRDV, I say, he said that I will never do a real building like this. It's not that's not one thing he would do, but Zhan Wang actually asked another friend who is more known about this construction and balance stuff, and he say, of course, they can become real. So I think that's different from the architect and the artist thinking of a way.
我知道有很多艺术家跟建筑师也都有过合作，但通常是建筑师推荐艺术家的作品。像这种实质性的合作的，其实挺少的。有过一般是建筑师推荐艺术家的作品进去。
Normally, when working with some architect work with collaborates with the artist, is they put in the artist artwork, putting in the building. But for a simple like the way Zhan Wang and Winnie is actually the first time to be very involved, totally involvement for the creating the artworks.
这对我来说也是意外的第一次。
This is also the unexpected first time.
Okay, thank you, Zhan Wang. Any questions?
有一个。
我用两种语言讲嘛 I can do in both languages. So my question for Mr. Yang and Mr. Zhan is that you mentioned about the scholar stone and also the stacking concept in your project, which I think for most of the audience is a new thing because if you're not familiar with Chinese landscape, you might not be able to understand the importance and the structure of the scholarly stone works in the Chinese garden. So I'm just wondering if you can sort of go back and look at the different project and then perhaps explain a little bit to those who are not so familiar with this particular concept. 所以杨先生展先生想问一下，就是说对于中国园林的这个东西，基本上对于外国的我们现在这边现场的一些观众可能不是那么的熟悉，所以关于在叠的这个观念，还有您的假山石的这个观念，因为你有透比方像受漏透的这些特质的部分，我觉得在之前可能没有讲得很清楚，能不能用这个机会，请您稍微再跟大家做一下解释？
好，你说吧。Thank you very much for your question. I think I will ask the artist to.
我先说。
对，你说就好，我不用说。
其实我做这个园林假山石已经十几年了。我的目的是通过制作这样一个很漂亮的东西，让它传播到世界上，慢慢的让西方人了解中国，借助我的作品了解中国人的自然观。就是说，我们艺术家在海外其实有两个任务，我们一个是把西方的文化介绍到中国，还有一个是让西方了解中国的文化。我想我可能在后边这个工作当中做的多一些。他也问你。
没，你先说完就行。
先说啊，
时间不够了，你说就行了。
好，行。因为中国人的这个特点在于，在他这个玩石头当中。他养成了一个观察那些自然细节的习惯，他可以适应很复杂的大自然里面的东西，所以这样的一种观念移植到生活当中以后呢，他同时也可以面对生活中的复杂。是不是太长了？你先翻。那你翻，要不然？
我翻。
啊。
他翻吧，没关系。
I will be because I'll be attending.
展览。
I'll be attending a lot of exhibition overseas, and for me, it's like I'm introducing the Western culture to the China, and also be inspired from the.
不， 对，通过把作品带到西方，通过我的作品让西方人了解中国文化。
Okay. Through my artworks, I hope that Western people can know more about my artworks. I hope to.
就是说了解，就中国人通过玩石头了解自然界的复杂的那部分。
Chinese people, they play the stones. They through the playing the rocks to know about the complicated from the nature.
再多说一句，他们是。
所以他们可以把这种观念，这种可以适应复杂的自然的这种观念移植到生活当中。
So they can transform this the understanding of the complication into their real life.
我最后说一句，就是假山石这个概念，实际上讲的是人怎么来看自然这个观念。
Jiashanshi actually is a way for people a concept of the people seeing the nature.
谢
That's
谢。
the way why
Okay.
Zhan Wang want to use Jiashanshi as his creation.
I wish we have more time to discuss this project in details, but time is over. And thank you very much for everyone, and we looking forward for the continued conversation. Okay, thank you very much for your comment.